Now, still staying on the PDP leadership crisis, former Senate President and PDP Reconciliation Committee Chairman Bukola Saraki, in an earlier interview on Prime Time, spoke concerning the reconciliation efforts of the party and steps taken so far.
If we can tackle these three issues, tackle the issue of the secretary, move on to the issue of the neck, and then move on to convention. If we can do those three steps and then do a proper convention, we'll have resolved majority of our problems.
Well, you don't sound very confident.
I'm confident. I'm confident we can do it. Because
you're saying if we can do it.
No, I'll say that because I'm being cautious. Because as somebody who's trying to reconcile people, I don't want to be arrogant in saying that it's a done deal. Because you're dealing with people's feelings. Sometimes in politics, it's not the reality. It's sometimes how it is presented. What has happened here is that over the time, people have taken strong positions on secretary. For example, the Southeast Caucus, which is a strong caucus in the party, strong member of the family. You can't just disregard them. You can't just tell them to just, do whatever. We must respect them. They have taken a position that we don't want Senator Sam Ayo. But the reality is, it's not ours. If it was ours that easy, I'm sure we would consider them. But the reality on ground, so we have to talk to them. We have to appease them as much as possible to carry everybody along. That is why I'm being cautious. As somebody who is not, the decision is not just mine. It has to be everybody.
Head of the PDP Reconciliation Committee and former President of the Nigerian Senate, Bukola Saraki, with Charles Anyogolu on Arise Primetime moments ago. Well, joining us now to take a look at the PDP's deepening crisis, where the BOT is now backing the National Executive Council, actually the National Working Committee, the NWC, countering Umaru Damagum. The national chairman is Eddy Olafeso. He's the PDP BOT member. Thank you so much for joining us on the news tonight.
Thank you. Nice seeing the two of you live.
Great.
Good to have you.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, and just to be specific, it's the split of the NWC, 11 versus 4, as they have come to be. But I have to ask you, just when it looked like the PDP is making a headway, then it's back to square one. You had just held a successful 99th neck after so much,
acrimony.
Apart from acrimony, they've suspended it so many times, prolonged, and it finally held, and they are back to this fresh split. Is it that the PDP is simply incapable of holding itself together?
No. You see, the challenge is the internal contradiction within us is still what is playing up. Thank God the former Senate President just left. I was thinking that I'll be able to see him out there and then thank them for the role they have played within the last 3 days. Let me tell you, sometimes when it's darkest is when it's about dawn. The challenges facing us, we are trying to put together and ensure that we put them behind us. Unless we put them behind us, there's no way forward for us. Now it's becoming existential. That division can create further problems that we actually deny our people the opportunity to take part in the political process. It's been long coming. Nobody can deny that we have problems. Sometimes it's so humiliating when you just put on the television how you see PDP crisis. And quite frankly, we meant well. So what I believe is to be done is what we have seen done. Let me tell you, the reconciliation committees we have now, we have two. One for the 6th geopolitical zone, ably headed by General former His Excellency Olagosoye Olola, and then this one by Senator Bukola Saraki, specifically to reconcile all the key leaders of the party for the oncoming NEC meeting and subsequent convention. You see, you have seen the letter written by the Board of Trustees. And quite frankly, what we need to do at this moment is to begin to communicate with one another. A lot of things went wrong. He mentioned it to you. The Southeastern Caucus took a decision, and then the Supreme Court took a decision. How do we marry this without jeopardizing the interests of our people? That's exactly why so many of us have been in Abuja for a long time now, seeing how best this can be done. And it's like Senator Bukola Saraki said, we are close to it. And, you know, it will be a source of joy and pride for us to make sure that we deal with these problems now than taking it closer to the, you know, election time, because Nigeria needs a very strong, viable opposition that knows where it's going. No.
I mean, you said internal contradictions are still playing up. What exactly are these internal contradictions that cannot align, you know, with the, contending interests within the PDP? And now the BOT has thrown, you know, spanners into what seems, into the works.
No,
while reconciliation is being made, and then, of course, Anyanwu is being reinstated by Damagum, the BOT says, no, we're not having it, and the June 30 NEC meeting will stand.
What I mean by eternal contradiction is that leadership must be patient enough. You listen to Senator Bukola Saraki. It's not easy. The most difficult assignment on this planet is managing a party. I was once the National Vice Chairman Southwest, and I know what it means for us to communicate adequately with one another. You know, what is at play here is poor communication, I must admit. Because if you and your colleagues are in the same National Working Committee that I served, most times you have to call and carry everybody along before you take a decision. Because everybody was voted in to come into that place. They are not appointees of the chairman. So while we will admonish the chairman to please continue to, you know, consult with his colleagues at the NWC, he must try as much as possible to ensure that he's able to carry everybody along. And that's exactly what is creating the problems. But, you know, you see what is going on. And I'm glad that Senator Bukola Saraki has given you, you know, a little tip of the iceberg. Within the next few weeks, you can see that PDP will be different.
Do you have a time when you say within the next few weeks? I mean, the 100th NEC meeting is supposed to hold June 30th. That's, if my maths is not wrong now, about 5 days from now.
The Monday.
Monday. And then you are split because Damagum, who was flanked by the likes of, fortunately, Senator Bukola Saraki, and some governors, including the chairman of the PDP Governors Forum, the governor of Bauchi State, took that decision at a press conference, reinstated Senator Sam Anyanwu, and postponed indefinitely your NEC meeting. On the other hand, the BOT is siding with 11 of the National Working Committee members. That is the colleagues of your chairman.
Adisha.
So how is that going to happen anytime soon?
I'm not aware of what you're telling me right now on air. Quite frankly, that
which part are you not aware?
No, what you're saying about we are postponing our NEC indefinitely.
Are you aware of Mr. Damagum's press conference?
I am very much aware that
was what he
we
said.
are doing expanded caucus meeting.
That's not a NEC meeting.
And I have been in this party to the point that we have done expanded caucus meeting in the morning and move on based on the decision taken there. Because most of the expanded caucus members are equally NEC members. It is not impossible. That's the reason why I said, please be a little patient.
But he was very
We
clear.
are aware.
He was very clear that the NEC meeting will now be an expanded caucus meeting. Mr. Damagum said that.
Will now be. There are decisions to be taken at the extended, expanded caucus meeting, and the decision can be referred to NEC. And since you have extended caucus and you have the National Working Committee right at the same meeting, decision can be taken and can be executed within hours. It is not impossible.
Understandably so.
Yeah.
But what exactly is the direction for the PDP? Where exactly is the PDP going? Because, look, we heard from the former National Publicity Secretary of the PDP saying that what Damagum has done is to open the floodgates of crisis in the PDP. As a matter of fact, some say this might just be the death knell for the PDP.
We're not going to die.
So where exactly are you going?
We are heading somewhere.
Where is that?
We are going to be more united. We're going to be more cohesive. We're going back to the founding fathers' vision about what PDP should be for this country. And nothing can change that. And that's the reason why I'm saying and appealing to all Nigerians to please understand the fact that the love you've shown for our party is the reason why you're screaming at us to rise to the to our responsibility.
But Nigerians are wondering, how confident should we be handing over the whole nation of 200+ million Nigerians to a party that cannot resolve its internal
Do you
issues?
think we are not learning from all these experiences?
What exactly is the PDP learning from this?
We're learning from it that we have, as leaders, have to be selfless, committed, ensuring that we put, ourselves last. You see, let me tell you, there are a lot of things at stake. Nigerians too, that is the citizens of this country, they too must ensure that there must be opposition to the ruling party. Things are not going well with this country, and that's the reason why I'm telling you that nobody is far more committed than the leaders that have. We've been here since last week.
But with the BOT's rejection of Anyanwu being reinstated, what exactly is the option that the BOT is putting on the table? That is what
the extended caucus will discuss on Monday, and that is exactly what we are finding answers to. Damagun will be there, the chairman will be there, and all of us will be there, and we must converge at a point and begin to create, a new pathway for our party to move on. You see, for too long, we have actually been so divided that at this moment we have no choice than to come together. And some of us have taken it upon ourselves. We're not communicating adequately. That is the danger in this. If you're going to write, a particular memo and you're about 18 or 19 in a committee, you must carry everybody along. I work with Uche Secondus, and he allowed us the latitude. This is Eddy Olafeso, he allows the latitude. I can say, Mr. Chairman, this will not work. And I have told him before, you didn't actually appoint me here. I was elected at a different Congress to join you.
Okay.
So the reality of it is that we know what is at stake. It is too existential for us to ignore.
All right.
And we will do better. You see by next week, good news will at least once come.
I only wish you that. But let me ask you, how do you respond to those who say this is not really about a NEC meeting or the secretary's reinstatement, but about the battle between a Mr. Makinde and a Minister FCT Wike for the soul of the party, and the power blocks emerging from the PDP ahead of your convention and the elections? And those who also say that the national coalition that is emerging seems to be more formidable than the PDP. Perhaps it's time to jettison the PDP. How do you respond to them?
Let me respond to that. Number one, it's an assumption, especially when you don't know the details. There are things always thrown into the public, exaggerated. I know these two gentlemen. There's no person more focused and committed to the party than the two people you have mentioned. That is coming from the past. And there's no difference between the two of them that cannot be resolved. And I don't think that Governor Seyi Makinde and Governor Wike will not be able to sit brother to brother. You saw what happened. Fubara and Wike today addressed a press conference together. And I know for sure that the party needs the two of them. I am not one person that will say because something happened, you cannot remember the past of the commitment of these people and the services they have given to the party. If you get to Oyo State today, no party can defeat us by virtue of the outstanding work that Seyi Makinde is doing out there.
Right, and that's what Nigerians are expecting.
The coalition,
have to live with that.
The coalition?
The coalition.
Yes.
Is it stronger than the PDP?
How do you define that?
Well,
if the parent is still alive and we cannot define, we are in 777 local government, 74 local governments in this country, 36 states, everywhere. And then a coalition that's yet to be defined, registered, is equally bigger. No, that is not true.
It's a good place to live in. All right, Eddy Olafeso is the PDP Board of Trustees member, joining us tonight on Newsnight. We can only wish the PDP all the very best.